Hello, Ryan Williamson here with Sourwood Farm. It is an absolutely beautiful day. We got about 7 inches of snow yesterday, and now it's a lovely freezing rain. So the snow is settling and getting dense and nasty, and the bees are snug as a bug. Look at them all in there. It is a beautiful day. I really wish I could be in the bees. It's hard to imagine that, gosh, 6 weeks or so, I'll be starting to graft, raising queens, splitting colonies. The growth will be happening. Red maple looks like it's just about to pop, although this might have slowed it down a little bit, Anyway, I had a number of people ask about my breeding program, availability of queens, and of course nukes that I sell. So I thought I would do a video update rather than just doing a bunch of text that makes your eyes go cross. So here we go, trying out a different format of sharing information. As far as breeding goes, I run fairly small. I'm a solo operation. I run about between 250 300 colonies. And last year, 2024, I ran the bulk of my colonies treatment free and started, weaning out the ones that were aggressive, wanted to swarm, those kind of characteristics, not productive, anything like that. And then in July, started doing some mite washes, and obviously that eliminated a few that were showing lack of resistance. And then heading into August and September, and then also October, I started really doing more mite washes and picking out ones to do further assays. So the assay I mainly focused on was the Harbo assay, going into the brood nest and seeing how many mites are being allowed to reproduce in the brood. And overall, the results were actually a little bit better than I expected. I identified 40 colonies that showed total resistance in that Harbo assay, and then also really good mite washes, and then another good chunk of Harbo 3s and Harbo 2s, and about 60% were resistant. So that was pretty awesome. The Harbo 4 ones were left untreated. I think I ran about 35 through the winter. So far, everybody's alive. I'll be going back through them whenever all this melts and the bees start growing, and I'll do more mite washes, possibly some more Harbo assays, just to confirm the original assay last fall. And yeah, then those will be my breeders. I'm keeping a lot of Harbo 3 and Harbo 2 colonies around for mite-resistant drone source as well. And I'll be selling a good number of overwinter nukes, but a number of these are actually going to be left to grow and be the drones. So fathers matter. Yeah, and so as far as that goes, pretty tickled. I think it's really easy to go, oh, this is the Miracle Queen, but no, they're not. I have noticed, and I'm sure many folks who have trying raising resistant queens, it's not 100% heritability. I'm seeing in the neighborhood of 60%, sometimes up to 85%, depending on the line. But that, so there's no guarantee, but it's, trying to move that the average colony towards resistant, and then that just raises the chances that everybody stays healthy. I do keep data both on spreadsheets and then also on the hives. Here's a colony that I really liked as a breeder last year. Let's see if I get that right. Yeah, there we go. So they, this is 2023. We've got June mite wash at 0, July 1, towards the end of July is back to 0. And last year, August, mite wash at 1. July raised up to 7, but then October 5th, we're back down to 1. And scored this one twice with the Harbo assay. Both of them were 4s. So it's a breeder I really enjoy. Super gentle. I would go into them and pull off this top box, get down into here, often at dusk, and they wouldn't sting me. No smoke often, and pull out a frame brood to go up and graft with, often leaving the bees, well, always leaving the bees on that brood, and then coming back to put it back. And just a really pleasant colony to work with. That's just an example of one of them. There'll be many others that I'll be breeding from to try to keep some diversity. It's really hard in this area of Virginia to get queens early enough for what people want. So like I mentioned, I'll start grafting in August. Sorry, oh, not August. That's when I end. In April, typically around the first week of April. And all my earliest queens go towards nukes I sell, because those customers matter. I will be doing probably 3 cell builders. I typically need 1.5 for my nuke production, and then the excess queens will be virgins and queen cells I'll have available. As far as mated queens, I end up with a kind of a limitation as far as number of bees I have, number of equipment, and all. So all my earliest mated queens go into the spring nukes I sell, and then as I sell those out, then I'll start having excess mated queens that I can either have here for pickup at the farm or shipping, preferably pickup for stress on the mated queens. That ends up being a little later than I wish. So a queen needs to go through the full development cycle and start laying and lay for a good 3 weeks before I cage her. And if I'm starting to graft in April, first queens go to nukes. Just the math of it I end up starting having mated queens much later, and we're talking like end of May through August. So mated queens are a little tougher, but I can raise lots of virgins and queen cells much earlier. And those, we don't have that time delay of waiting for a queen to go out and mate and then lay long enough to then be able to be caged and have successful introductions. So I would guess, based on the way the spring's going, by mid-April I'll start having a lot of excess cells and virgins available. So please let me know. I'll put a little link to a form where you can fill out for interest in those for shipping or pickup. Actually, shipping only for the virgins. Pickup is available for both virgins and cells. So I don't ship cells at the moment. Yeah, and then nukes. I posted overwintered nukes in the fall and sold out in about 2 weeks. It's really hard in the fall to know how the wintering is going to go, right? So if I have bad losses, I don't want to overcommit on the overwintered nukes. Thankfully, like this yard, I haven't lost a single colony. Overall, operation-wide, I'm down 1%, so I've lost 3 colonies out of 295. I'm expecting to have a few more losses in the next few weeks, but looking good. So I'm guessing that I'll have more overwinter nukes available, and folks who've ordered spring nukes, they'll get first dibs on those. I'll send out messages to folks on that list when I feel confident that I have more, and then if there's excess, I'll put those, probably do a post on Facebook about that. Spring nukes, I've got lots of those available, so I'll put a little link also to where those can be ordered on my website. A little more information on my breeding program as well on that. So yeah, I hope this was a good format to share all that information rather than me trying to type it all out. And yeah, it's such beautiful weather. Gosh, I can't wait to get in the bees. It's going to be a zoo soon. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.